Those are the marriage customs of your land?
Yes. Diopeia tittered.
Well, if you did want to marry, your man does look very handsome.
The three ladies fell into giggles again and pointed to the banquet table where Kishan sat, obviously frustrated. They bounced to the table before disappearing into the silver-haired group. I had to admit, Diopeia was right. Kishan did look very handsome. They dressed him in white pants and a blue gossamer shirt made of the same material as mine. He had bathed too. I laughed out loud as he looked uneasily around at the Sylvani, obviously feeling out of place. He must have heard me because he looked up and scanned the crowd. His eyes lit on me and flew past, still searching. Kishan didn't recognize me. I laughed again. This time, his eyes darted back to me and stayed. Slowly rising, he made his way to me. He looked me up and down with a big grin on his face and let out a whoop of laughter. Annoyed, I asked, "What are you laughing at?" He took both of my hands in his and looked in my eyes.
"Nothing at all, Kelsey. You are the most enchanting creature I've ever seen in my life."
"Oh, thank you. But why did you laugh?"
"I laughed because I'm the lucky one who gets to see you like this. To be with you in this paradise, while Ren had to be chased by monkeys and fight needle trees. Obviously, I got the better quest."
"Undeniably you did, at least, so far. But I forbid you to tease him about this."
"Are you kidding? I plan on taking your picture and explaining everything to him in great detail. In fact, stay right there."
Kishan disappeared and came back with a camera. I frowned. "Kishan?"
"Ren would want a picture, believe me. Now smile and hold your flowers."
He took several shots, then slipped the small camera in his pocket and took my hand.
"You're beautiful, Kelsey."
I blushed at the compliment, but a feeling of melancholy stole over me. I thought about Ren. He would have loved this place. It was a scene right out of Midsummer Night's Dream. He would have been the handsome Oberon to my Titania. Kishan touched my face.
"The sadness is back again. It breaks my heart, Kels."
He leaned over and kissed my cheek softly.
"Will you do me the honor of accompanying me to dinner, Apsara Surajkumari?"
I tried to snap out of it and smiled. "Yes, if you tell me what you just called me." His golden eyes twinkled.
"I called you princess. Fairy princess, to be exact."
I laughed. "Then, what would you call yourself?"
"I am the handsome prince, naturally."
He tucked my arm through his and helped me sit. Faunus took a chair across from us, sitting next to a lovely Sylvani.
"May I introduce our sovereign?"
"Of course," I said.
"Kelsey and Kishan, meet Diopeia, titular queen of the Sylvani."
She nodded delicately and smiled, then announced,
"It is time for the feasting. Enjoy."
I didn't know where to begin. Plates of delicate lace cookies and honey cakes were placed next to fluffy lemon meringue tarts, platters of stewed fruits and sugary syrups, baby quiches and cinnamon crepes. I scooped up a helping of dandelion salad with dried fruits and lime dressing, and a portion of an apple, onion, and mushroom galette with baked Stilton cheese. Other dishes of sugar plum pudding, blueberry scones, pumpkin cups with cream cheese filling, soft rolls with creamy butter, and fruited jams and jellies were also brought out. We drank honeyed flower nectar and watermelon spritzes. Kishan handed me a fruit appetizer. It was a tiny, nutty pastry cup filled with raspberries and topped with fresh cream. All the food was small except for the final pastry, a gigantic, strawberry shortcake. Red glaze dripped down the sides of the white cake, which was filled with sweet red berries and fluffy custard. It was topped with mounds of whipped cream, had a dusting of sugar on top, and was served with milk. When we were finished, I leaned over to Kishan and said, "I had no idea vegetarians ate this well." He laughed and scooped up another helping of the shortcake. I dabbed my lips with my napkin. "Faunus, may I ask you a question?" He nodded. "We found the ruins of the Ark. Do you know about Noah and the animals here?"
Oh, do you mean the boat? Yes, we saw the boat settled in the hills, and all manner of creatures emerged. Many of them left our realm and entered your world, including the people who were in it. Some of the creatures decided to stay. Others had generations of descendants and then returned to us. We agreed to let all of them remain if they followed the law of our land, that no one creature may hurt another.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's wonderful to have had so many of the animals return to us. They find peace here.
So do we. Faunus, we are here seeking something called the Umphalus Stone, or the Navel Stone. Have you ever seen it? All the Silvani shook their heads as Faunus answered,
No. I'm afraid we don't know of such a stone.
What about a giant tree thousands of feet tall? He considered for a moment, and then shook his head.
No. If there is such a tree or such a stone, they reside outside of our realm.
You mean back in my world?
Not necessarily. There are other parts of this world that we have no control over. As long as you walk our lands, beneath our trees, you are safe. But once you leave their shelter, we can no longer protect you.
I see. I sank back in disappointment. He brightened.
However, you may find your answer if you sleep in the Grove of Dreams. It's a special place to us. If we have a difficult question that needs to be answered, or if we need direction, we sleep there and can find the answer. Or see a dream of the future and realize the question wasn't so important after all.
Could we please give it a try?
Of course. We will take you.
A group of excited Silvani began chattering at the other end of the table.
How momentous that you came at this time. One of the trees is splitting,
Faunus explained.
Come and see, Kelsey and Kishan. Come and see the birth of a tree nymph.
Kishan held my hand while Faunus guided us behind one of the cottages to the tree behind it. The whole town waited, humming quietly at the base of the tree. Faunus whispered,
These trees were here before your Noah and his boat of animals landed. They have given birth to many generations of Silvani. Each cottage that you see is set before a family tree. This means that all who live in a cottage were born from the mother tree behind it. It's getting close to time. Look up. See how the other trees offer their support?
I glanced up at the leafy bower overhead, and it did look as if the branches were squeezing the leafy fingers of the tree that was straining nearby. It made wooden groaning and popping sounds as the leaves trembled above us. The tree nymphs seemed to be focused on a large knobby mound that bulged near a low branch. The tree shuddered as the long branch quivered. After several intense moments of listening to the deep rumbles of the tree and watching the trunk expand and contract, so slowly that I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't paying attention, the bottom branch broke off from the enormous trunk with a terrible crack. A hush fell over the assembly. The branch hung loosely, touching the ground near us, held on, by only the bark of the tree. Tucked in the space where the base of the branch met the trunk was a small silver head. A group of Sylvani approached and cooed, speaking softly to the small being resting in the tree. They gently lifted it out and wrapped it in a blanket. One member of the group lifted the small Sylvani baby in the air and announced,
"It's a boy!"
They disappeared into the cottage while everyone cheered. Another group of Sylvani carefully removed the quivering limb from the tree and spread a creamy salve over the broken oval in the trunk where the branch had been. Sylvani began to dance around the tree, and tiny fairies flew up into the top and lit up all the branches with their fluttering wings. When the celebration was over, it was late. As Faunus walked us to the Grove of Dreams, I asked him, "So, now we know where the Sylvani come from, but what about the fairies? Are they born from trees too?" He laughed.
"No, fairies are born of roses. When the bloom is spent, we leave it to seed. A bud swells, and when the time is right, a fairy is born with wings the color of the bloom."
"Do you live forever?"
"No, we're not immortal, but we do live a long time.